Hey and welcome to another very quick video. I was originally planning on doing something different, but in the latest BeamNG update, so in 0.37, they added native Wayland support, which is quite big news. So this adds a native Wayland renderer, which is great for people like me who actually use Wayland. I know it can be a pain, but I'm kind of stuck with it, so this is great to hear. And as you can see, this is not enabled by default. So in this video, I will quickly show you how to activate it and how to make it persistent. I will also quickly, before that, show you some problems that I had with X11. And afterwards, you can also see kind of the same problem with Wayland, but in a better way, so to say. You will understand it when I show you. And if you want to get right into how to activate it, I will leave a timestamp on the screen right now and you can just quickly jump to it. However, I will try to keep it as short as possible. If you're still here, thank you. So the Linux support for BeamNG has just been getting better. It's been more stable than ever in the recent months since I showed the comparison between the Proton and the native Linux version. And as you can see here, they have a separate section just dedicated to Linux, and this shows they really care about this version. And that's great to hear because I like it. It's great to be able to play games natively and to not have to rely on Proton all the time. Just recently, for example, BeamNG has also released a native Linux version. This isn't perfect because you need to compile it yourself, and from the last time I used it, the instructions on their website weren't complete. So this is not great, but I might need to make a tutorial on that at some point. It's still quite easy and it runs very well. I don't want to bore you anymore and instead get right into it, because like me, you might just kind of be stuck with Wayland, because if you install X11, this risks breaking everything, because I'm currently on Arch with Wayland, so I'm using Endeavour OS, and this is not really a choice per se, because I just had weird problems with something like Pop OS, and this pushed me to this system, which just works. To be honest, it works great for my hardware and usage, but it's Arch, so it just has a tendency to break sometimes, and that's annoying. And I don't want to risk installing X11 for that. So what you need to do is go to the files themselves and launch everything from there. So you need to go to BeamNG in your Steam library, go to Manage, and then browse local files. This will open a window that's open in the background here. And what you need to do is go into this suspicious bin Linux folder. Now you can right click and do something along the lines of open terminal here. For me, it's called that. For you, it might be very similar. If this option doesn't exist, then open a terminal and go to this specific folder. For me, this is located here. So for your Linux installation, of course, switch out the username, but otherwise it should be quite similar. Now what we need to do is set the environment variable that has been mentioned in the update, and that is this one. As you can see, it is currently unset. And what we need to do is set it using this command here. I am gonna paste these in the description as well. But if you're familiar with environment variables, this shouldn't be a problem. And what we can now do is show this variable and see that this is set to Wayland. And that's already everything we need to do. Now we can launch the game. To do that, we just run /BeamNG.drive.x64. Press enter. It's opening in a weird resolution, but if we wait for a bit, it works. It starts up, and if we go to performance and operating system, we see that we are using Wayland. So this is working. Just a quick intervention here because I forgot to record this in the beginning. All of this is kind of chaotic, but how do you make this environment variable persistent? So if I just echo this is currently set to Wayland. But if I open a new tab, which is too small, and just try to echo this again, we will have to do it like this. It doesn't work. So what we can do is we can go into our bash profile, or if you are not using bash, but something like ZSH, you go into that profile, and that is located in your user folder in bashrc. That is a script that is executed when you run bash. I hope you know about this because I can't really explain it well very quickly. There are other options, but this works. And what we can now do here is we can write the command that we... No, that's the wrong one. So I'm kind of failing here. We can do this just as we did before. Save this. And if we now rerun bash, well, you know what? Let's even open a new tab. Echo this, and it works. To summarize, you need to go into this file or whatever it is for your specific alternative to bash and add the line that we put into the terminal previously. And that should just work. Whenever you open a new bash session now, you automatically get the environment variable set. If you have any problems with this, there are a number of resources online that should help you. Maybe I can try to help, but I can't guarantee anything. Sorry for this intervention, but this was kind of important to show. So let's get back into the rest of the video. Let's get into the game to quickly test this out. But before that, I want to show you a short clip of my problems that I faced when running BeamNG using X11. And please note, I recorded this beforehand, so please excuse any discrepancies. I just wanted to make sure that everything works. After you've now seen how easy it is to enable the Wayland renderer, let's quickly take a look at my problem, at least with the X11 version. Because if I go into options here, what we can see is that under display, the resolution is set to 4K. You're only seeing this in 1080p, but this has some OBS limitations I'm not gonna get into. Wayland is just beautiful. And if I want to change this, it doesn't work. So if I set this to 1440, for example, it just doesn't work. The only workaround is to set it as a window and then make the window smaller. But you know that's not really all that good. If I check this here, there we go. We are only getting 40 FPS. So let's switch back to Wayland and see how it's going there, because the resolution problem is still present, just in another way. This way is good for me personally, but it might be bad for you if it's also happening to you and you have a more powerful PC. So yeah, let's go right back there. Now that you've seen that, let me show you the new problem before we go into the good stuff. So if I go into options here and display, you can see this is a weird resolution. And this is just something, I don't know if my Wayland does it. I had this problem with OBS as well. But this resolution wouldn't be too bad. I could maybe just set it to, I don't know, 1440p. And we have the same problem as with X11. Just this time, it's a different resolution. I don't know why it's doing this, but oh well. It's better for me at least. So let's go into the same map that we were before and see how it goes. What we can now see is that it's looking basically the same. For me it isn't, because everything is running at a lower resolution and I'm rendering this on a 4K screen, but OBS is only recording in 1080p. And what we can see here is if we go on their performance, we are using Wayland, and when we open the performance graph, we are getting quite good FPS. This isn't great, and I had better FPS when testing this without recording, because previously we were limited by the GPU, and now we are limited by a CPU because OBS is running, and OBS is quite CPU hungry, at least for me. And yeah, when running this without recording, I got about 100 frames a second average, and that is great. And yeah, it's just running smoothly. I even have the impression, but I don't know if that's really true, that everything is just that tiny bit crisper and more responsive, for example the UI. But I can't confirm or deny that, so I don't know. Of course it is running better because my old GTX 1080 doesn't try to render the game at 4K, but still, it is a great improvement, at least for me personally. I don't know why the resolution is stuck like that. I don't know why it was stuck at the native 4K resolution in X11. If any of you can help me with that, that would be great. Maybe I can even make another quick video about it if anyone is facing the same problem. But I am glad they released native Wayland support. It is running great, for me at least, and I really hope they keep up with those Linux improvements, because I am happy that this game is actually respecting the Linux ecosystem and not just relying on Proton. That's really great. That's everything I wanted to show you. I hope this isn't too long, because recording this was kind of chaotic. It took way over 45 minutes because I'm not used to this anymore. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I don't really know what is coming next. I'm sorry that it took so long. I don't know what my schedule is gonna look like, but stay tuned and we will figure it out together. If you subscribe, you will see my next video when it comes out. And basically that's it. I don't want to make any promises and I don't want to spoil anything, but let me assure you, I'm trying my best to fit this in, because, well, frankly, it's quite fun. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.